Live on X. Sorry, we got X, OBS, restream. All of the streams announcements are already out. Looks like we're good. Um, add the
Yeah, it should be
cat.
on the things.
I'm gonna switch my audio to spaces.
I just
That's
unmuted
gonna.
there. So
Um,
hopefully we are good in all the places. How's
yep,
it
I can hear you on
12:30?
X.
I have no idea how it's already 13 minutes after the hour. I don't know where
Yeah,
that went.
we
That's
had
insane.
a couple market talk ideas. So if we just want to continue with that while we let people file in for the Leo updates to
Yes,
start.
it's called
So
when
Bitcoin,
when when cat
what's
rich from crypto. Let's go.
Yeah, let's rename the show. Um, we were talking about Bitcoin and Rune and Hive. So just to start with Bitcoin, it touched like 88K and then bounced up from there. And then we saw Bitcoin just essentially rise over the last 2 days. So now it's at 96K, which is pretty wild. Altcoins, though, and this has been kind of a common theme, really the last like 2 years. But Bitcoin goes down, altcoins go down more. Bitcoin goes up, altcoins go down or go up, half as much as Bitcoin goes up. So we've just been playing this like back and forth game with altcoins and Bitcoin. So I know a lot of us are wondering, when altcoin season, and I'd love to see it as well. I just know that the majority of altcoins out there are suffering pretty hardcore. Um, and we were talking about Rune. So there's been some stir-ups in the Rune community. But Rune is trading at $3 right now, 320. Um, and that's coming off of like $8 over the last like month. So Rune's down pretty hard, and it's not recovering with the rest of the market right now. There's some people saying that there's a big whale that's been dumping. So whether or not that's true, it kind of is irrelevant if you believe in the long-term mission of Thorchain, which I do. So I've been scooping up a little bit of Rune here and there, along with other altcoins like Leo, that haven't really recovered with the rest of the market. Because I think at some point we're going to see this Bitcoin dominance turn around. It's at 58 right now. So we'll see what happens. Um, but yeah, I've talked about this Bitcoin to ETH trade that I've been doing, where I've been converting all my Bitcoin into ETH. Um, so I've obviously started to plan for the altcoin market. This is like my fourth or fifth major crypto cycle since I got in almost a decade ago. So I've seen this story play out plenty of times before, where Bitcoin goes up, everything else lags behind, and then eventually you get the altcoins catch up, and I don't think this cycle will be much different than the other cycles. What are your opinions on Bitcoin? Oh, and then also let me talk about Hive really quick before I pass it to Mitch. Hive's trading at 50 cents right now, and there's been a really good funding rate trade on the perps market. So if you do have access to futures and various futures exchanges in the crypto space, you can make a pretty sizable return on Hive right now if you just sit long and collect the funding rate. So I know a lot of us have been doing that as well. I've been talking about it pretty heavily in my creator subscription. So quick plug to subscribe to me if you want the Cal Alpha trades.
There you
I
go.
share all of this stuff in there. But Mitch, what are your thoughts on the crypto market right now?
I was thinking about the funding trade and whatnot because I mean the funding's been good probably what? Because of inefficiency, probably because there's not enough liquidity.
That's
Is
my
that how it
opinion. Yeah,
works? So then
I
it's
think
like
so.
the more people, so it's probably got a shelf life because the more people that come online, the more people that start providing, liquidity, then the lesser that rate's probably going to pay, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
I would assume that it's a function of liquidity
Yeah.
and also short selling. So I think what it has to do is there are people out there that want to short sell, and the more that the price has gone up, the more that they've wanted to short sell Hive, thinking that it'll come back down. But there's such little Hive liquidity out there because of all this staked Hive and Hive power, and then obviously Hive and the DHF and whatnot. that I just think when those short sellers come out to borrow Hive, because that's how short selling works, is they borrow Hive, they sell it instantly, and then they buy it back later. So I think what's happening is you're just getting people who are short selling, but there's not enough supply to meet that short selling demand. Um, so that's what's causing like this kind of perpetual, increase in the funding rate, where the funding rate will drop, and then people will say, okay, time to short, and then people will short, and there's not enough Hive for them to borrow to short, so then the price goes up, and then ends up squeezing people who are already short, and then the funding rate increases, which then squeezes them even more because now those short sellers have to pay that funding rate, so then the Hive price just kind of keeps legging up and doesn't want to go down. So yeah, I mean, at some point, I would assume it's any market has to find efficiency at some point. So the question is when and how much, funding rate can you pick up in the meantime?
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see, as more people bring on liquidity, what that does to the market inefficiencies. But yeah, like you said, shorting is a big piece of it. Um, I don't know. My opinion on the market is kind of mixed right now. And it'll be interesting to see what happens next week when obviously the new administration comes in. Um, if that has any impact, I mean, I'm sure it'll create some volatility just because whatever, that's what happens on news events. But yeah, I don't know. Bitcoin's trying to really hold on to that 90K support. It peeked through it much earlier this morning, I think it was, or yesterday or whatever. And has since bounced, and now we're back in the mid 90s just like that. Like it rallied like 7,000 points in the matter of like a couple hours, I think, or a few hours earlier this morning. So you never know what you're going to get. But yeah, hopefully this is just a long consolidation after a big up move because you know, the price action looks kind of dead and the volume's not anything crazy. So ideally a quiet time before the next leg up. But yeah, I don't know. I'm positioned myself to have some downside risk if we go down with a little bit of hedging, and then also still, sitting in a good spot if we continue on. And yeah, I don't know. It'd be surprising if 108 ends up being the top of this cycle. I mean, there's plenty of data that shows it could be, but there's plenty of data that also, has 115, 125, and even higher as real possibilities. So who knows? I'm just waiting for something to happen at this point. Feel like I'm just sitting in the boat, waiting to see which way the current's going to take us.
Yeah, it's we'll see. We'll see. We're kind of in a nice little limbo period. I think a lot of people are waiting to see what happens with Trump taking office and if it's going to be a, buy the rumor, sell the news event, or if, Trump being in office will end up being a bullish thing for crypto. I think it'll be bullish long term, but obviously the market will do what the market wants. Um,
Yep.
Mr. Hive said, when is the next leg up for Hive? I have no idea. Like I said, I think there's a real squeeze on liquidity out there for Hive, and that's why the price has been going up so dramatically. And I don't think it's a coincidence that alongside all these exchange listings and this, kind of short squeeze, was also the Dash integration. Um, where INLEO brought the entire Dash community over to Hive. So I know a lot of people are kind of trying to downplay that. Well, not a lot of people. Say there's a small cohort of 2 to 3 people who like to try to downplay what INLEO does for Hive, but there's that's definitely no coincidence, is that we've seen a lot of Dash people come in. Dash is a $600 million, or I think maybe $800 million now, crypto. So I don't think it's any coincidence that we're seeing things spike all at the same time. I did see a good comment from Vic Muth earlier. Let me see if I can find it. Uh, he said, "I see the link price on Inleo. Are we getting Chainlink users on board? If I recall correctly, they're the oldest successful interoperability project in the crypto sphere. It would be an amazing partnership. Hive Whales, where'd it go? Hive Whales should do something about the DHF proposal. Yeah, I agree. So, I've talked about this a lot, and this is kind of a good segue into it. So INLEO now has another DHF proposal for 2025 that is now live. We pushed it live over the weekend. Um, and the funding should start today if we were voted into voted above the proposal line. So once we're voted over that line, then the funding will start. But as I've kind of been talking about pretty regularly, um, we we did this INLEO X Dash partnership. With the way we did it, we ended up kind of going down this route where it could turn into a template and we could do it with any crypto. So, the join INLEO earn any crypto initiative can apply to anything. So you can join INLEO earn Bitcoin, you can join INLEO earn ETH, you can join INLEO earn Dash. Obviously that's live. You can join INLEO and earn Link. So, Chainlink's crypto. So I actually just posted a video. Let me grab it. I posted a short of me buying INLEO Premium um, using Link as the crypto. So Link on Arbitrum, and this is like this is a complete order of magnitude change in interoperability for Hive. So let me explain a few of the things that are going on. And this update was just pushed live last night. So now if you're an existing Hive user, you can buy INLEO Premium using any crypto. So that wasn't the case before. The first iteration we pushed out was being able to buy INLEO Premium if you're already using a key store account. So now you can buy INLEO Premium if you're on like Hive Keychain, for example. You just add your key store during the payment process. So you add your key store and then you can pay in anything that's in that key store wallet, which is like Bitcoin, ETH, Rune, Cacao, Link, Dash, all these others. So that update just went live yesterday. I just tested it this morning and I posted a video on how to do it. So I just linked that in the threadcast if you want to click on it and watch it. It's just 60 seconds long. And I show that you literally click a few buttons and you're buying INLEO Premium using whatever crypto is available on LeoDex at the moment. So that's all these different assets I've just named off, including Link. And within like 30 minutes, you'll see your check mark populate on the UI. The reason why it takes up to 30 minutes, sometimes it's a lot faster. But the reason why it can take that long is because you have all these different assets. It's moving it across the different blockchains, and the final settlement currency is HBD. So no matter what crypto you pay in, the INLEO, the INLEO platform collects the premium fee as HBD. So, for example, I paid with Link, and then if you track that transaction from the link I paid with the @leo.voter account, you'll actually see it eventually land up in the @leo pool account as HBD. So this is a real step function change in Hive interoperability where now we can accept payments in any crypto, but it's still settled on the Hive blockchain. So if you guys are in charge of or know any project leaders out there on Hive who have products or services that are for sale for Hive or HBD, have them reach out to me or reach out to me because we can integrate these rails. And I put up a post called Leo Merchants because we can integrate these rails into any project on Hive. For example, Splinterlands. And these projects can accept any crypto and then still have it settled in Hive or HBD on the Hive blockchain. So yeah, if there's any projects out there who want to integrate this technology, it's the APIs are all openly available and you can use them, and it's using LeoDex's Rails as the backend. So it's decentralized cross-chain Hive swaps, but it's making the front end experience for the user stupidly easy. It's just a few clicks. Mule Farm said paying for premium with any currency is futuristic and feels like magic. Yeah, it really does. If you ever try it, it does feel like magic because you're connecting that key store wallet, for example, in that video, and then I'm paying with Link, and then suddenly, I check back in 30 minutes and I have a check mark. And premium was all paid for on the back end. But to me, as an end user, it feels like I just paid for premium with Link. And then, we can kind of get into the integrations, but like I was saying in that one comment I was replying to from Vic Muth, it's these integrations and these partnerships are things that we all have in DMs. So we're working with these other teams on how to do it, how to roll it out, and continue pushing forward with what we started with INLEO X Dash. Um, the DHF proposal that we push live is really essential. It gives us the essential marketing budget that we need in order to make these partnerships a reality. So, something like INLEO X Dash was not cheap to do. And then we obviously did PR with them. We did X ads with them. And we haven't done Brave ads yet, but we want to do Brave ads with them. Those are obviously more expensive. So with all these other partnerships, join INLEO, earn Link, join INLEO, earn Flip, which is Chainflip's coin, join INLEO, earn Rune, join INLEO, earn Cacao. All these different partnerships require marketing funds. So that's why, our DHF proposal is out there, is really to just make these all reality. So if you want to see, and in my opinion, where do you see growth happening on Hive? And it truly is coming from INLEO. So, all the new INLEO is the number one onboarder of new accounts. I think we're just like 5,000 accounts shy of being the number one onboarder of accounts in 2024, and onboarding more accounts than the next five combined. So it's vital that we continue down this path that we started. And in order to do that, we do need that funding. So I really want to see more people out there supporting the proposal and helping us make this happen because as someone who holds a lot of Hive, I've wanted to see Hive get connected to other blockchains for a very long time, and I've been kind of scratching the surface of what's possible up until the latest integrations. So what we did with Dash is like a dream come true in terms of interoperability for the Hive blockchain.
Nice. I was completely multitasking for the last 3 or 4 minutes. But I heard the link stuff. That's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, pay for premium using Link. And we're going to talk to the Chainlink team, and they might be provided we can get the funding to make it happen. They might be one of the next partnerships to come on board. So instead of join INLEO earn Dash, it'll be join INLEO earn Link. Same exact template, just applied to another community.
Yeah, I mean, everyone should be thinking, because I'm thinking right now, excuse me, um, with the resources um, coming available, like opportunities where you can either, create a business or just be able to add value and or monetize, because we get to a point where it's very easy for people to pay in crypto, one click, 2 click pay with, like HBD, let's say, that opens up a whole nother world of um, opportunities. And it's like, that's where you make the big money, transactionals, getting money, every transaction. So
Yeah, and
what services can you provide is always the question.
exactly. Exactly. Well, and consider that Leo Dex, like the crazy thing about all these integrations is that Leo Dex is powering the back end, right? So it's kind of like auto magic to the end user because they're just using INLEO and they don't really see anything happening on the back end unless they go digging for the TX links and want to check on the block explorers. But what's happening is when they cash out, for example, when they cash out Dash, they go to their dashboard, they click cash out, and it does a Leo Dex swap on the back end. So Leo Dex is collecting a fee for that. So we get paid a fee, and 100% of that fee buys Leo and perma pools it, which increases the liquidity and increases the potential future swap volume because you need more liquidity if you want bigger swaps. So, we've got that fee that gets earned. And if they buy premium using Dash, for example, or Link or Bitcoin or whatever, that gets swapped from Link, like the video I just shared, It gets swapped from Link through the Leo token economy. So it gets swapped from Link to Arbitrum Leo and then unwrapped from Arbitrum Leo. And then it gives you Leo on Hive. And then the Leo on Hive gets swapped for Hive, which then gets swapped for HBD. And then HBD lands in the @Leo pool account. So now not only did we get paid premium because we just sold the premium product to a user, we also just earned a fee on Maya for the swap from Link to Arbitrum Leo. So we've got so many different ways that we earn with these rails. And then, another
A
aspect of
whole lot of
this,
fucking,
a whole
pardon my
lot of
French.
fee collection.
Well, not even that. That was just a whole lot of transactions behind the scenes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, it's wild. Like if you track, I highly recommend any of you guys to go try this because it's kind of fascinating. Like you click a button and then you see it swap. It says swap confirmed, wait 30 minutes to like for it to completely finalize and settle into HBD. But if you track the progress of that swap, it's all happening in the background. And you literally
Oof.
see it go from Link to Arbitrum Leo, unwrap from Arbitrum Leo into Leo on Hive, swap the Leo on Hive into Hive, swap that Hive into HBD, and then unwrap the swap HBD into regular HBD and send it to @Leo pool. It's doing all of that after you click one time.
That is a lot of I don't even know. Like it just that's interesting. I was wondering
And by the
how long it took. So it does. So obviously, which makes sense that it takes a hot minute, given how many
sometimes
transactions
it's
are
as little
happening.
as like 3 to 5 minutes. It can really just depend on block times and
And then
et cetera.
what? So where's the like? What kind of slippage is there though? Because I mean, like that initial like link, for instance, that coin's getting converted. What is that? One, two, three, four times?
Yeah. So here's where things get kind of cool. There's two things here. So one, we've made it so that the user pays $10. So they don't pay more than $10. Um, unless for example, if you use like Bitcoin, the user pays the initial Bitcoin gas fee. So you pay the initial gas fee of whatever crypto you're sending. So if you send Bitcoin, you're paying like a Bitcoin gas fee or whatever. And but let's stick with the link example because that's the video I just posted. So that's link on Arbitrum. Arbitrum gas fees are like 1 penny. So if you have link on Arbitrum, I don't even think it's 1 penny. It's like a fraction of a penny. So if you have link on Arbitrum, um, you need Arbitrum gas, obviously. But if you're paying with that, you already know all this because that's your preferred crypto. So you're paying $10 worth of Arbitrum link, and then whatever the half a penny is the original gas fee. The other gas fees and all the slippage, so the other fees and slippage are all covered by INLEO. So from that point, you pay $10 and then whatever gets outputted as HBD is what the INLEO premium account receives. So, for example, on that link swap, I think there was like 40 cents worth of slippage and fees. So in the @Leo pool account only received like $9.6 or 9.6 HBD. And that 40 cent slippage was just covered by INLEO. So for the end user, we've made it that simple to just click one button and they pay $10 and they get premium. They don't need to worry about anything else. They don't need to worry about slippage or anything. All of that stuff is handled by INLEO. So if we get 40 cents less because of slippage and fees, then we just get 40 cents less for the product we sold.
So I'm getting caught up in the thread cast.
It's essentially like, and just to finish that thought, it's essentially the same as like a credit. Like if you go to a merchant, like a store, like let's say you just go to, Subway and you buy a sandwich. If you pay with a credit card, they're not charging you a credit card processing fee. They are eating, the 2.5% credit card processing fee. The same thing's happening with INLEO Premium. When we charge you $10, you get charged $10, and whatever the processing fee and slippage is of that swap, we just eat that. That's our processing fee.
What so we're not confused. You said the $10 thing. Is that a minimum or is that a flat fee? What is the $10 you were talking about?
For premium. So if you're
Oh,
buying INLEO premium for 1 month, it's $10.
gotcha. That's what you were talking about. All right. Um, all right. Yeah, we definitely have questions in in the Threadcast. Ahmad Manga asked about voting on proposals. Um, correct me if I'm wrong. You cannot do that from INLEO, right? You need to go elsewhere.
Yeah, you can do it from Hive Keychain, which I know most of us are on.
Oh, nice. I just go to
Or you can do it, yeah, or you can do it
Yeah, I go to
from,
Peak D
Peak
usually.
D or EcenC. And I tend to send people to those other UIs for like, Hive Witness, Hive proposal voting.
Yeah, Peak
You
D I
know,
use for witness proposals. Honestly, even on sometimes for wallet.
yeah,
And
you
then
should try the new INLEO wallet. We made a lot
I've
of upgrades and updates,
I've been on I look at it. I've been on it.
and
I
now it
have
shows
not.
LeoDex transactions too.
Does it?
Yep,
Well,
that's the new update.
now I'm clicking over to it. Oh yeah, transactions. There you go, LeoDex.
Yeah, I
Man,
don't know if you've done any, but it'll show more
I
of them.
haven't done anything since initially beta testing when it first launched. And I gotta be honest with you, I might not even. I created a separate key store because I already had one. I created a new one for that, and I don't even know if I remember what I did with it and what my password is and any of that stuff. But again, it was trivial amounts of Leo that I was just using to beta test when it first launched. I think I tried to provide liquidity. I think I did. Not a ton though.
Yeah, if you make a new key store, just save your seed phrase. I like to put it on a piece of paper, and then save the key
Yeah.
store on your computer. If you ever lose the key store, you can restore the file using INLEO, using the restore key store feature. So you just need your seed phrase to do that.
Yeah. I probably most likely have it. I usually save all that stuff. I just gotta dig it
Yeah.
up.
Makashima said, if you set Leo.voter as a proxy in your dashboard, all the governance actions, including voting for proposals, will automatically copy what INLEO is doing. On top of this, you also earn a higher APR for your Hive delegation.
But yeah, the latest proposal looks like it needs a nice chunk of love still from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, we're at about 37%, which is 12 million out of 32 million. So I
Beehiver
actually saw,
said,
yeah.
when do we know if the DHF proposal passes or not? Is there any due date for it or how does it work?
Yeah. So the way the DHF works is it's all real time. So your funding actually gets paid every 20 minutes. So basically you can take the daily pay and then you divide it by, how many cycles of 20 minutes there are in the day, and that's the how you get that. You can back into that math. Um, and the way you know it's funded is it's all real time. So the current funding line is to get over 32.5 million. It's called the return proposal. So users on Hive vote the return proposal to set, whatever return funding line they want. And then that funding line is what you have to cross in order to be funded. And it's all real time. So if you go below the funding line at any time, your funding immediately stops. So the payouts every 20 minutes immediately stop. And then, as soon as you get back over the line, they restart again every 20 minutes. And you just kind of have to fight that battle if you're close to the line. Um, there's some projects out there that are constantly fighting with the line, and there's some that don't have to, depending on how many votes they have. So we have still a ways to go. Actually, the proposal starts in 5 hours. It's about 5 or 6 hours from now is when it would go live in terms of funding. So you can vote for it now, but the
That's
payments
right.
won't start for another 5 or 6 hours if we get to the funding line. But like I said, we're 37% of the way there.
I don't even like, the only thing I don't like, I mean, I'm sure there's other resources and places, but like, if I go to like, let's say Peak D and I go to funded like proposals or whatever, I guess if you, yeah, when you hit upcoming, then usually it'll be, and right now, Leo Finance is the only one that actually is listed in upcoming.
Yeah. The other ones are active.
Yeah, I mean,
And then
I
I keep
support.
dropping the link because I see multiple people asking for it every few minutes. So I keep dropping.
Yeah, that's why I was about to do the same. I mean, I voted on it, whatever it was when you guys first posted about it, but I don't have a ton of Hive power, so I'm not really helping move the needle at all.
Every vote counts. And, I like to say that every vote counts, even if you have 10 Hive power, it counts.
100%
And
adds
it's
up.
still meaningful. It's also meaningful to show like, it's kind of like an election. Like there's a popular vote and there's kind of like the electoral votes where
Yeah.
like the more hive power you have, obviously that's what's needed to get above that return line. Um,
I got so many jokes right now that I don't even know if I want to make because I might start a firestorm by accident. But I was just thinking about that. I'm like, yeah, like California that has the most electoral votes and probably should have the least because it's the worst run country in the state. So I'm like, huh. I feel like I'm like, is there any chance Hive's become like that a little bit? Like, is there some electoral votes that are maybe too high for where they should be, and vice versa? Like,
no
yeah,
comment. But the
Texas and Florida should have more.
um, but so the popular vote is kind of like the number of unique accounts, human beings on Hive who are voting for a proposal. So right now we have 333 unique accounts voting for us. That being said, we're at 37%. But if you take a look at, another proposal, for example, there's, 740 votes. You take a look at another one. Let's see here. We'll look at this one. There are 229 votes, and this proposal is currently being funded. So despite having, 100 less votes than ours, it's over the funding line because the right people are voting for it in terms of hive power. So I think there's kind of two different, voting metrics to look at. There's one that's unique voters and there's one that's based on hive power. I've liked to talk about, and this was with the last proposal too, that INLEO is one of the most voted for proposals in terms of unique users. And if you actually pull the user data of who's voting for the proposal, we have a lot of the smaller accounts, the medium-sized accounts, and even the large accounts, but we just don't have a lot of the whale support in terms of hive power that's needed. So, I think INLEO tends to be, a platform for the people. And I think we show that in many, many different ways. And one of them is through the proposal because we tend to get, the most unique voters. So so yeah, it's there's kind of one critical vote out there if you look through the proposals and look at, who has that critical vote. I think like 80% of funded proposals have that one vote. It's about 25 million high power on its own. INLEO
That's
does not
basically
have that
like, isn't
vote.
that like 75% of the needed vote? Like,
Yep, if you have that vote and like three other votes, you can be funded. Unfortunately, INLEO didn't get that vote last time, and I'm not sure if we'll get it this time or not. I would love to get it, and I would love, I've offered many times to do a call with that person and talk about why I think INLEO is so valuable for Hive. But it's been, the calls have been rejected and whatnot. So
oh, this is
I would
cool.
love to do that
Actually,
call. So
yeah.
if you guys contact that person and say that you appreciate INLEO and what we do and want to hear them, or have them hear us out, that'd be
I just feel
really
like this is
awesome.
like
But
we're going back to the electoral college. Contact your local politician and advocate for INLEO. So instead, contact your local whale and advocate for INLEO. Man, the more things change, the more they stay the same, huh? People are always going to people. Society's always going to be society. I love it. That's hilarious. Don't mind me. I'm having my own little moment here. I'm just like literally thinking about the whole point of crypto and how, in a lot of ways, nothing's really changed. Oh.
yeah, I mean, crypto tends to be a microcosm of the broader world.
Thank goodness I have real estate to save my butt because if I was going to become wealthy from crypto, it would already happen. So clearly I dropped that ball. So at this point, I guess it doesn't matter who I piss off. Sometimes I think about selling my real estate and just going all in on Hive just so I could be a whale. Of course, if I do that, Hive will probably go down to 15 cents.
Careful when the cat goes in. Got to be careful.
I'm not staking my entire life and livelihood on Hive, no offense. At least in terms of a risk trade like that. Obviously, if you organically build, that's a whole nother story, which many have. And good on you for putting in the work. Hopefully we can
Self-help patrol said, just popped in. Let me call my local whale. Yeah, call up your local Hive whales. You can actually check who's voting for the proposal and who isn't, just based on who's on that list. So if you know anyone who's not on the list who you think should support INLEO and what we do, give them a ring, give them a DM, give them a tag on the
Well, what's
blockchain, let them
wild
know.
Yeah, what's wild too is obviously, everything on the blockchain, is transparent. So I didn't realize, like with these proposals, you can click on, at least on Peak D, you can click on the existing votes and it gives you a complete breakdown.
Yep, it
So like I'm
does.
looking right now exactly who voted, what I mean, there's some people that have way more Hive power than I realized they had. And that's pretty cool. And it's like, yeah, I see a lot of familiar names. I see some maybe even surprising names.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's all politics at the end of the day. I mean, it's just easy to get yourself into trouble when you even talk about it. So a lot of people refrain from even talking about it.
Well, but I mean, it's
Um,
also, comes down to two actual proposals. Because, just like politics, there are people that, cast their vote because they believe in the policies of said party or politician, and then there's people that just do it because oh, I like this person and I hate this person, right? So you're gonna get both, and that probably exists in the crypto world as well. So I mean, I think there's plenty of people that have already voted that strictly have done that based on the fact of they like the principles of the proposal and what it aims to do.
yeah. Yeah, and I kind of outlined it in the proposal. So if you guys want to read through it at all, you're welcome to. Um, but INLEO has spent the last, 6 year, our 6 year anniversary is coming up in July.
Oh
So
my God.
yeah, time flies. So we've spent the last 6 years, innovating on Hive and really kind of leading the charge when it comes to what Hive's future is going to look like. So now every UI has microblogging. That wasn't the case just about 2 or 3 years ago when I was talking about Project Blank and what we were aiming to build with it. And every UI has kind of fallen in line and done the same thing. When it comes to a lot of the other features we're building, they all tend to do the same thing, whether it's polls or anything else. Um, and I think it's a matter of time until they all kind of start offering premium and doing other things to try to monetize themselves. We just innovated shorts, just a few months ago, where now you can do micro vlogging at scale. So, with INLEO, we continue to innovate on the blockchain and kind of lead in the next generation of technology and interoperability. So, with the cross-chain payments, I think that's going to be, a major step forward, a major leap forward in terms of bringing capital onto Hive from the outside, which is again one of the biggest problems on Hive that I've aimed to solve, which is you know the Hive blockchain has had, kind of two critical issues. One is people want to microblog. They want to make micro content at scale and they don't want to have to worry about the rewards pool. So, we innovated a solution called containers. And now every interface is using that container approach on their own. And that's how we solved the micro content issue. Um, when it comes to bringing capital on chain, that's the second biggest problem on Hive. We again have found a way to bring capital onto the blockchain. Not just in the form of investors, because we've tried to get Hive in front of investors, and it works some of the time, but not all of the time. And I think if you want a well-rounded economy that succeeds in the long run and really grows in the long run, you need more than just investors buying the token. You need actual use cases and actual reasons where that capital flows into the ecosystem, continuously. So when you look at an economy that's performing really well, if you look on a global scale, like China or the US, when you look at a large superpower growing economy, it's a growing economy because there's products and services being sold and created by that economy. And it's being sold to people on the outside. So, for example, you look at global imports and exports, and that's a great way to evaluate the health of an economy for a country. Blockchain like Hive is no different. You need to look at the global, exports. What are we exporting to other crypto ecosystems and having them pay us for? And INLEO is, as I understand it, INLEO is currently the only project on Hive that is accepting, Bitcoin, ETH, Link, Rune, Cacao, all these different cryptos. We can now accept them. For premium, and we're settling it in HBD on the Hive blockchain. So effectively, every time someone buys premium with one of these other cryptos, we are selling a product, we're exporting a product to these other blockchains and getting paid for it. on the Hive blockchain. So, again, I think we're talking about this the same way we were talking about Project Blink a few years ago, where, everyone was kind of giving me shit in the Hive community, saying that, microblogging and micro content would ruin the blockchain and ruin the ideals of Hive, where it was all about long form blogging. I'm feeling a very similar moment right now where we're exporting a good and accepting external cryptos and bringing capital in from the outside. And I think every other project on Hive is eventually going to follow suit and do the same thing.
It's funny you mentioned the long form blogging thing because, that's my wheelhouse. Like I'm still probably, in that smaller group that um, regularly writes long form posts on INLEO. I mean, I probably write two to three long form for every one thread that I do. Um, but I also know like at this point, like I'm the old school, right? Like, blogging is my generation, maybe, somewhat popular in the millennial generation, but after that, like what the hell, blogging? That's way too long. So um the short form is, where it's at just in terms of what the majority of society is doing and what they want. It makes sense for that transition just for that. Even if, me personally, that's not what I'm a fan of. I also realize like that it's no different than when I talk to people about, crypto versus other investing, right? They're like, oh, it's crypto stuff, like, it's just a fad. Or I'm like, all right, answer me this. An 18-year-old right now, right? They're probably already owning crypto, but if they don't, let's just say they're your standard, like average middle American, go to college, get an office job, right? All right, sweet. Well, when they're 25 and they grew up with, crypto being a thing, right? So it's normal to them. And like gold is like my grandfather does that to them. When they're 25 years old and they have their 401k at their job and they're like, all right, great, I have stocks and blah, 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 but I want to start getting into alternative investments. Well, for like me, when I was 25, alternative investments was gold, silver, things like that. Um, that 18-year-old, when they're 25, 7 years from now, do you really think they're going to be buying gold or do you think they're going to be buying Bitcoin? Like for your just average, worker, day job person that, is building their little investment portfolio. Obviously, the answer is they're going to be buying Bitcoin. They're not going to be buying effing gold. Um, so knowing that is why I'm more pro crypto than and like I own some gold and silver, right? Because that was drilled into my head 10, 15, 20 years ago, um, as the, safe alternative thing. But I think crypto is becoming that. And obviously they're not complete apples to apples, but I'm just basically talking about paying attention to societal trends within different generations. So yeah, short form is the world we live in now. And you know, based on that, it makes sense that that was the transition. I'm done with my
Yeah,
soapbox now.
whether it's short form, written content or video or audio, yeah, it is moving more short term. People's attention spans are just so much smaller now. I think there will always be a place for long form, but I just think the majority
Yes.
of your users, especially your average users, want short form. They want quick hits. Um, they
Yeah.
just want the TLDR. Now you got AI. I mean, a lot of people will take a long form article now and just run it through AI and say, give me the 3 bullet points that explain this article. And now you
I
even
need to
have long form getting hit with that.
Yeah, you know what? That's what I need to do with my long form. I need to leverage AI to create a handful of threads from my long form post. That would be probably smart.
Um,
So speaking of self-help patrols, mentioned Leo merchants, and it's funny because in theory you can buy in Leo swag, but you can only buy it with fiat through a third-party site, and it's basically because a few years ago, at this point it probably is. Um, I basically just signed up on like a third party provider, dropped the INLEO logo on a shirt, right? They do the rest, and then it's print on demand. Like my INLEO swag I have basically is from that. Like, um, but maybe two or three people total actually like bought some INLEO swag. And this is actually when it was still Leo Finance. Um, and a big piece of that is probably because it's third-party fiat site. So yeah, having a Leo merchant where you can pay with crypto, because now you're especially because you just have your audience, right? You have your in-house audience, and like, oh sweet, I can pay with HVD or I can pay with Leo. It's so much easier, um, especially if it's just one click. So I think that is literally a necessity in order for Leo merchandise to make any headway because the people that buy your merch are your community at the end of the day. So if they can do it in-house or whatever, even if it's technically a different site, but they can still, just easily pay with their HVD or their Leo, I think that makes Leo merchandise 10 times more uh, feasible for people.
Yeah, I agree. I think if we can partner with like some merchandise company that will accept crypto, we can probably do some cool stuff where they could accept Leo, Hive, HBD. Um, which kind of gets me onto another point, which is, I've been trying to talk to different POS companies about adding Leo merchants as a rail. So if they what I'm looking for initially is I would say like the first step is Hive-based businesses. Those are the easiest ones to integrate because everything's already there. They literally just have to plug into the API. The next step will be businesses that accept any of the cryptos that are listed on LeoDex. So Bitcoin, ETH, USDC, USDT, etc., Dash, any of those cryptos that are accepted by a POS or a merchant. If we can talk with them and then we can get them to actually be able to accept anything on LeoDex. So they might be accepting, for example, Dash as one of their payment options. And not any other cryptos. And then we can actually we can actually offer them not only Dash, but we can say, okay, if you want to settle in Dash, you can make Dash your settlement coin, and then you can accept Bitcoin, ETH, USDC, USDT, Leo, Hive, HBD, but it'll all settle in Dash. So the user pays in whatever crypto that they want, and then it settles in Dash at the end of the day for the merchant. So first step is going to be Hive-based merchants. Second step is going to be crypto-based merchants. And I think third step is going to be, you know, just non-crypto merchants at all, like just normal merchants. So people who are literally just accepting dollars. But then we can say, hey, have you ever thought about accepting, stable coins? For example, I think this is going to be a big route that we end up figuring out is we can go to a merchant, maybe like a store owner who is crypto friendly, but doesn't accept crypto in their business. Um, and we can say, okay, you have a Coinbase account, for example. We can we can make it so that your store accepts any crypto, but it gets settled in USDC Arbitrum in your Coinbase account. So because LeoDex has USDC Arbitrum, and we can just immediately send it to their Coinbase wallet. So now that store owner can actually receive crypto in their Coinbase account in the form of USDC settled, but they're accepting any crypto on the front end to their customer. So, for example, if they own like a tanning salon and they charge $20 a month, and right now they only accept dollars, but let's say the owner of the store is crypto friendly and has a Coinbase account, he can accept USDC in that Coinbase account and allow his customers to pay by like scanning a Bitcoin QR code, for example, and they can pay $20 a month in Bitcoin or Ethereum or Dash or Rune or Cacao or whatever. But then that store owner receives USDC on the end, at the end of things. So, I think this is just like, I actually think Leo Merchants has the potential to be like the number one revenue generator of the entire Leo economy. Because all of those payments, that $20 a month example I just gave, Leo Dex is collecting the swap fee where it goes from, for example, Dash to USDC Arbitrum for the store owner. Every single transaction has a small swap fee that gets paid to Leo Dex. And 100% of that fee buys Leo and then perma pools it.
I mean, yeah, I would. I personally would love to have a resource where I can easily accept crypto as payment. I mean, shit, I'll create a business and just to use it,
Yeah, you should. Should.
start
Now you
getting
can get
back
paid
into
in
all
any
the
crypto. I mean,
things.
if you're like a Bitcoin bull, like let's say you're Michael Saylor, you could perma stack Bitcoin. You could say, I want all my payments settled in Bitcoin, but let my customers pay me in whatever they want. And then you're just perma stacking Bitcoin.
Reading comments.
But yeah, premium is the number one use case. I saw someone ask, let's see if I can find it. I think it was Beehiver.
I was just reading a lengthy comment from Self-Help for Trolls in regards to just kind of review of the proposal, which I mean is valid, valid viewpoint.
Beehiver said, did the Dash payment option for premium go live? Yeah, it's fully live. So if you are a Keystore user, you can now subscribe to premium using Dash or any other crypto on LeoDex. Um, and if you are a Hive keychain user or just an existing Hive user, as of last night, you can now pay for premium with any crypto. So it doesn't matter what login method you're on already. You can literally use any crypto on LeoDex to pay
And
for
to think
premium.
I just paid with HBD a couple days ago. Rats. Could have put
Yeah,
it
now
into
you can pay with anything.
savings. Speaking of savings, Beehiver asked, he said, I'm not sold on adding Dash to my portfolio. If I was to do that, does anyone know of any passive earnings ways on Dash blockchain? For example, HBD stablecoin getting 15% in savings. I do not know. I do not hold any Dash as of right now. I don't plan on holding any Dash just because I don't want to diversify any further. But yeah, I'm actually curious if there are ways to earn yield on Dash. And while anyone thinks about that, to answer David's question, what is fiat? It is basically your cash money, your US dollar or your peso or whatever your physical currency is. But yeah, if anyone knows how to earn yield on Dash, feel free to comment on Beehiver's thread.
I think the way to earn on Dash would be a master node. Admittedly, I'm not very well versed on Dash, but that is my
Master
understanding of
node,
how you could earn more. You could
Master
also earn more
Splinter.
Dash by staking Leo and then voting on threads and getting paid curation rewards, which you then can convert to Dash via the cash out feature. That's another way to earn on
So
Dash.
yeah, interesting. I wonder. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting distracted with thinking of ideas on how I can create a business that benefits from the crypto payments. I'm just
If you
like,
think of one, just let me know.
maybe I can beat Cal to the Leo merch punch. I'm like, all right, so if I have a third party that's producing the merch for me, they accept fiat. Where can I bridge? I'm like,
Figure it out. Beat me
I
to
could
it.
fulfill I mean, listen, at this point, how many years am I in here? The fact that I haven't created some kind of business that has grossly benefited from crypto is sort of pathetic, actually. The cat should be way more successful in crypto given the amount of time he's been around. What do we got? Question: Are there talks with? So he's asking. Ijax is asking about other communities. So he mentions the Golos community, the Russian-speaking Hive's little brother, as their mindset and tech are really very similar. It should be quite easy to integrate a skin for them.
Yeah, that's a good question. So, also a good transition to talk about the Splinterlands integration. So with the join INLEO earn any crypto integrations, obviously we're in talks with a lot of external communities, like Dash, that has already been integrated. So we're going to use Dash as the template to then go out to these other communities and get them onboarded. So, join INLEO earn flip. We're talking to the chain flip team right now. I think they'll most likely be next after Splinterlands. the Arbitrum Foundation and several other, very large scale, really multi-billion dollar, I think collectively probably, about $20 billion in market cap is what we're talking to in terms of integrating the Hive blockchain, using INLEO's technology and the join INLEO Earn Dash as a template to then integrate, $20 billion worth of market cap into Hive. So I'll let you guys sit with that scale and think about it, considering that Hive's about $250 million in market cap right now. And Leo's, like $2.5 million in market cap. So the next integration is actually going to be Splinterlands. We kind of are sneaking it in between Dash and Chainflip. Chainflip is a whole nother blockchain to integrate. They have their own, swapping rails, etc. So they are, if you don't know, they're a friendly fork, kind of similar to Thorchain and Maya. So, there's Thorchain, Maya, Chainflip. They're all kind of in the same category. We're integrating Chainflip into Leo Dex, and we're integrating the Join INLEO Earn Flip campaign into the INLEO UI. But before we do that, we're going to do Join INLEO Earn SPS. So, we want to bring on the entire Splinterlands community. I just had a call with the Splinterlands team over the weekend to get everything ready. So I shared a teaser in the Threadcast. I'll share it again right now. But the, join INLEO Earn SPS campaign will drive in a lot of existing hivers to come to INLEO, and I think a lot of people who use Splinterlands but maybe don't create content actively on Hive will actually start using Hive more deeply in a new way, because I think there's a lot of good crossover between INLEO and Splinterlands, but we haven't seen their whole community come over yet. So the goal here will be to get as many members of their community active on INLEO as possible. They'll be able to buy premium using SPS, and then they'll also earn rewards in SPS. And they'll see, so you'll see in the screenshot I just shared, when you switch your theme to the SPS theme or the Splinterlands theme, it will show your payouts. So instead of dollars, like right now, the default is if you join INLEO, it'll show your payout values in dollars next to threads and blog posts. It will show the payout value in SPS. And then in your dashboard, you'll be able to cash out to SPS. And then in the premium page, you'll be able to buy premium using SPS. So it's going to be huge in terms of integrations. And I think we'll see a lot of new faces on INLEO who are existing faces on Hive, but just not active on INLEO yet. So it'll be really cool to collaborate with Splinterlands. Obviously, us and Splinterlands being the two largest projects on Hive, I think it's a pretty worthwhile collaboration. But go ahead, Mitch.
Speaking of Splinterlands, I saw earlier, I can't remember who it was, someone commented when we were talking about proposals and said, um, are the large Splinterland creation accounts have they voted for the proposal? And they mentioned two, and both of those I saw are not on the list. Um, so if you're obviously doing things with Splinterlands, you might want to throw that out there and see if they want to throw support towards INLEO's proposal. Um, I already forgot the two names of the accounts that the person mentioned, but apparently they have sizable Hive power.
Yeah, I actually saved that thread. I saw that too.
Boom, there you go.
Yeah, I shot it over to Eric, so we'll see about talking to their team, see if they have because I know those are community-based accounts. The Splinterlands team account is voting for us, and both, founders of Splinterlands are voting for the proposal, the INLEO proposal. So, Agrod and Yabapi Matt are supporting the INLEO proposal on Hive. So
Yes.
yeah, we should get more of their community, voting for the proposal. Hopefully, after they see us playing ball together with the Splinterlands team, they'll be more inclined to give us their vote and support publicly. Um, we could use all the support we can get for the INLEO proposal. So, we're kind of like the little guy in terms of the votes that we get. Like I said, we don't get those really large whale votes. Um, for many different reasons, but we do get a lot of community-based support. So we get the popular vote, we get the small, medium, and large-sized accounts, voting for the INLEO proposal, and that's what really matters. That's what really matters to me at the end of the day. It shows that the community values what we're doing, even if 3 to 5 people on the blockchain don't value what INLEO brings to Hive. What I care about is, do the majority of Hive users support INLEO and believe in what we're doing. Whether it's innovating for Hive in terms of features like polls and shorts and microblogging, or cross-chain payments and premium and all the other things. So we'll continue to do campaigns and onboarding and again, we're the number one onboarder of new accounts to the Hive blockchain. I think this year will be not only the number one onboarder, I think we'll onboard more accounts than every other project combined. And it's not, it's a friendly competition. We want every other project to grow in terms of onboarding. Every Hive user is a potential INLEO user, and every INLEO user is an actual Hive user, because everyone has a Hive account on INLEO. So, uh, you know, everyone needs to focus on a rising tide raises all ships. And I've always mentioned the analogy of, I don't want a bigger piece of a.
Well, that
I
answers that question.
I have returned.
I was just like, I just threaded. I'm like, is Cal frozen or is it me? Because you don't
Uh,
know. It's like it was you.
yeah, you
Now
never
it's
know.
you came
Um,
back
no,
crazy fast.
that was just the conspiracy theorists taking me offline.
There you go. That was a crazy fast return. No doubt. I'm just catching up on the threads.
Ben Hass said Cal got assassinated from the credit card companies. That's pretty
Ah,
funny. Yeah,
hilarious.
I would love to tackle that problem. I mean, Leo Merchants is a solution to that problem, because not only, a lot of them are charging what, 2.5 to 5% credit card processing fees.
Yeah, two and a half's a
And
good deal. It averages like
yeah,
three and it averages 3.5 or even closer to
yeah,
4.
yeah, we
I know.
can
I know this from
easily
experience.
we can easily beat that very easily. I think right now we're under 1% in terms of the fee being charged.
Yeah,
And
that'd be
we can
super,
lower it
super
at
cheap
scale. We can
because
lower it.
yeah, I used a couple different merchants when I was, doing like the book sales and the coaching stuff. Um and yeah, it was like 3.5 I was averaging. But you can definitely do a little bit better then. So, which
Yeah.
where's the where's the people with some money to spend that want to learn about real estate investing? Come have the cat coach you. I haven't done coaching in a minute.
One cat
Starting,
coach.
starting to get the itch.
You should figure out a way to do it with creator subs.
I mean, yeah, but
Maybe you do like a mastermind call once a month with a creator subgroup, and
yeah,
then if they want one-on-one coaching, they can pay you in any crypto. You can accept any
we've
crypto using
yeah,
LeoDex's
we
Rails.
chatted about that before. I don't think the customer base isn't there right now, you know,
Yeah.
and I would need a lot of users at $5 a piece. So when we get to the point where we can have adjustable subscription fees, then maybe we can do it. Um, that's cool. So earlier I posted the link to the website that's got the INLEO swag. Um, and Renanda posted a, screenshot of it. I prefer this one. Yeah, I like it too. Black t-shirt with the orange INLEO logo. It's pretty badass.
That is pretty sweet.
Yeah, I got to get myself. I
I
actually
don't
have to
even
go.
have any INLEO swag, believe it
Yeah,
or
I
not.
don't either though. All mine's Leo Finance. The funny
Yeah,
part
me
is
too.
this. this bonfire, the shirts that they use, I don't know what it is. Dude, they fit so awesome and I
Do
like
they
them so
actually?
much. Like I rock my Leo Finance shirt a lot of times just because like I just like the way it fits and I look way more jacked in that t-shirt than in a lot of my other t-shirts. It just fits like because it's actually long enough even though it's like, good in the arms and everything. Usually my problem is stuff that fits me up top is too short because of me being tall. This is so I've actually been I was trying to log into the account recently and I forgot my password and I just sent them an email again trying to reset it um because I wanted to see what I could adjust in there. But yeah, I'm literally probably gonna spend $25 again just to get myself a new INLEO shirt, but also because I like those t-shirts. Like I wanted to talk to them and be like, hey, can I buy like blank t-shirts from you guys? Just because like I'll rock
That's funny.
regular black tees most of the time and I love the way that t-shirts fit. And they're super comfortable.
The only thing that sucks is the shipping. Like I'm looking at it, if I just want to buy one shirt.
Oh yeah, it's not economically efficient at all. I mean, the
Oh, I guess it's
t-shirts.
not that bad. It was showing me it because of my VPN. It was showing me
Oh
12
yeah.
bucks for shipping.
Oh, it's showing
Not
you
showing me six.
international. Yeah. I mean, still though, 25 bucks. I mean, I guess $25 for a t-shirt these days isn't bad, but I generally try and spend like 15 to 20 on a t-shirt. Like, well, I guess this isn't a plain t-shirt though. I keep forgetting it's got the logo on it. Vic Van asked if is Cal into real estate too. I will say he will be because I'm going to make him invest in my real estate. I'm yet to
Yep.
pull that off yet though, Vic Van. I have not gotten him to invest.
I'm not much of a, the problem is I'm not a passive investor. I like to get my hands dirty.
Yeah, he does. So he may or may not be involved in real estate. I can nor confirm or deny. Listen, guys, I don't know that much more about him either. All right, just because I'm on this call.
We've met though. We've met
I
a
know a
few
tiny
times, or
bit.
we met once, right? Only one
Vegas,
time.
baby. Yeah, I came out to show
Vegas.
support and help you rep
Yep.
in Leo at the
Yep.
what the hell is that event called? I don't remember. Cal made me drink too much vodka, so I don't remember much of that trip. That's what I remember. I remember trying to go drink for drink with Cal and forgetting that I'm 20 years older than him. Oh, that was a fun trip though. Met some
That
cool
was a
crypto
good time.
people. Yeah, we met some cool crypto people and it was good to, the people I'd already met, I hadn't seen in like shit, 5, 6 years. And then I finally got to meet a lot of people in person, like you, like Matt, Simple Game, and a few others. So that was pretty cool um, to circle back with some Hive originators and then, kind of meet some of the people that I had met as part of like the newer regime with the DApps.
Yeah, that was a great trip. I would love to run that back at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always down to go to Vegas. Doesn't have to be in Vegas though. I mean, if there's an event again, I'd be down. Um, if it was in Vegas, I know Simple Game will definitely show up. That's an easy trip for him. He's always tells all of us, if you're going to Vegas, let me know. He's definitely not listening today because I haven't seen any comments from him. That's funny. Bro, the one day we talk
Probably
about
busy
you,
building games.
right? He's busy building the games. Um, yeah, I got to get into that bonfire thing because I want to see if I can, create more stuff. And if I don't know that I have actually any say over the pricing. I think their prices are their prices.
Yeah. I was looking at the site too, and there's not a lot of options. Like I can't get like a black hoodie.
Oh, well, also I can add more. I think I just did like the minimum. So a hoodie is a hoodie an option or no?
Yeah, there's a hoodie option. It's just like a
It's
gray
gray.
gray. And I don't
Oh
I
yeah.
mean I don't know if the rendering is going to look very accurate to what the reality is, but the gray doesn't
I,
look great.
I think I can add black. I think it costed more or something. Like, because you can, whatever options they offer, you can just select, everything. I will say this though, someone's going to be the beta test because I put like, you're doing it on a computer. I dropped the logo. So with the Leo Finance, I actually have two black Leo Finance shirts and one gray one. The first, actually, no, you know what? I'm sorry. The other one I have is from a different source and it was way too small. The bonfire one was perfect. Um, I don't know if the INLEO logo is going to be sized perfect or not, so someone's going to be the beta test. Probably going to be me, but
Ben, right answer is what Vegas trip?
that's pretty much.
That's how that goes.
Yeah, I hadn't gotten that sauced up in a long, long, long time. Pretty much, literally drank myself under the table.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. Yeah, I remember that. I remember
Yeah,
that. I
it
remember
was,
just wondering where you were at one point.
and it was crazy that my one buddy, my one local buddy, that like is like kind of like a gambling buddy, happened to be in Vegas at the same time, and he came met up with us like at 2 a.m. I think, and then we were like doing shots with him or something, and that was the end of me at that point.
Yeah, that was fun. Good
Yeah,
times. Good
I think
times.
another another crypto convention needs to happen,
I
aka an
think so.
excuse for everyone just to hang out and party.
Yeah, that's pretty much what those conventions are.
Yeah, and
Um,
you always end up making a good connection.
yeah, that's what it's about. It's about networking at the end of the day.
Oh, 100%.
Um,
I'm
let's
gonna, I mean, listen, once I can get help from Bonfire to log back into this account, I've been fighting with it for weeks. I'm gonna see if I can add this stuff. Monanda's asking about caps and tote bags, and I think they have all that stuff.
Yeah, I'd also love to see a some merch that just has the lion without the INLEO text. Like I think the INLEO text is cool too, but or like I don't know if you can get this custom, but I've had an idea for a hoodie, kind of like the one Morty just posted, where the big lion logo's in the middle, and then the sleeve has like INLEO written down the sleeve would be sick.
I think you can do, honestly, I'm pretty sure you can create whatever you want on there. So, I mean, get me if I don't have, I need a what is that? PNG file, of just the
Oh yeah, it's all
lion.
on the media kit. I'll drop a link in the threadcast so you can just grab it from
I
there.
went there recently. Well, I shouldn't say recently. It's been months, when I went to grab that stuff.
Yeah, there's SVG, there's PNG. All of the files are in there. So I'll drop that for whoever
Interesting.
wants it.
Ahmad Maga said, "Will you guys buy an AI-made human proofread INLEO starter handbook for 299?" It's a good question. I bet people will buy it if you can pay for it in Leo or HVD. Or Ahmad Manga, you can do the other route and make it subscriber only. You could be the in Leo handbook subscriber only guy. The starter handbook. Maybe you just create a separate
Leo.
account called in Leo starter and make it a premium account with all the chapters.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean that bonfire thing, I literally created that for myself so I could basically buy some Leo Finance t-shirts because a friend of mine
Yeah, let me
uses it
know
for
if
her business. So I'm gonna, like I said, when I log in again, whenever that happens, I sent an email to support. I'll see if I can add the other color hoodies and what options they have and all that good stuff.
yeah, just I would definitely buy something.
Oh, I didn't
I've been looking
realize.
for some swag. I just haven't taken the time to
Yeah,
look at any of
you
these
gotta
custom
rep
shirts
represent your
spots.
brand.
I know.
Um, Self-Help Patrol said, I'm still impressed that Dash Bro came to High Fest. I didn't realize that that's where you met the Dash guy was at High Fest.
Yeah, he was. That's where I met Joel. Was at Hive Fest.
Pretty cool that he was at High Fest. Sort of
Yeah,
random.
they brought him out,
Nice.
and he was looking for a way to integrate Dash and Hive.
Oh, there you go. Wins.
And yep, but the problem was there was no path to doing it. But then him and I, went on a walk and we're talking about it. Um, and I was showing him INLEO, kind of showing him what INLEO can do, and he had never seen the UI. Didn't realize that something that was essentially like X on Hive existed. And then I asked him what he wanted in terms of an integration. And then he described it, and I said, give me a couple of weeks after we get back, and I'll get something put together. Which kind of surprised him. I remember he was kind of taken aback from it. And said, "Oh, that would be really cool." But I'm sure he had been told many times, "Oh yeah, let's integrate Dash," and then nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
So I remember when I was showing him the integrations, actually in testnet, he was like, "Holy shit, this is it, you did it." And then here we are today, and he's been on a bunch of podcasts talking about Hive, talking about INLEO. Um, Let me grab that video that we posted where he was on a massive space with like collective 2-3 million followers on X, and he was talking about Hive, he was talking about INLEO, he was talking about the payments, the cash outs. So I took a clip from that and then I overlaid a video demo of what he was describing in terms of like payment flow. So I just shared that X link in the threadcast. You guys can click on it if you want. But yeah, I don't know if you have any other closing thoughts, but we're
I
coming
mean,
up
my
on
closing thought is someone
hour
just
and a half
posted,
here.
we're at 454 comments, and I'm like, well, you got about a minute and a half. Well, no, not even. You got less than a minute to get in the next 26 if you want to hit 500.
Everyone
Because
post 2 comments right now and we'll hit 500.
actually, I'm sorry. What would that be? 24? I can do math. All right, everyone just post something. Well, I'm posting what's appropriate for me.
Tomorrow's Leo Power Update. Yep, it is from Beehiver. Yeah, tomorrow's LPUD and with my creator subs, if you guys are subscribed to me, I do every month a live call, a Zoom call, where if you're one of my subs, you can join the Zoom call, and I share behind the scenes of the roadmap. And then you
What?
guys
When
can
you
also
start
give
doing that?
suggestions. Yeah, I started that from the beginning.
I didn't know
Um,
you started doing a Zoom call.
yeah, so it's a Zoom call. It's a Zoom call where I go over the roadmap, the current roadmap, basically for the current quarter that we're in. So I'll go over, what's coming to INLEO, things that I haven't talked about publicly, and then you guys can actually give live feedback. And through those calls, I've actually changed a few things on the roadmap. So if you make a good suggestion, and I think, hey, let's move something on the roadmap, let's make that more of a priority. You can kind of give me that live feedback, and I'll actually change stuff if I think it's valuable for the rest of the community. So if you're not subscribed to me, I do that call every 15th of the month. So same day as LPUD at noon Eastern. It's a private call. Only the creator subs can join. Um, and like I said, we talk about all the behind the scenes stuff.
Cool. Cool.
When cat call, when cat call.
Oh, goodness. I don't know. I got to figure out what that looks like and what I'm offering. It could just be the variety call since the cat likes to talk about numerous different things. Investment, life wisdom, different types of investments. We'll call it the cat variety call. I mean, I don't know. It's when subscribers.
When subscribers. Yeah, I see a few people. D0 said speed of iteration is off the charts in Leo. Yeah, we are off to the races. The team is bigger than ever. So
Beehive,
we're doing a lot of things.
yeah, Beehive, I'm assuming that you get the Zoom link probably I'm assuming it's probably posted within the subscriber only content.
Yeah, I was just replying over text to him. So check my subscriber only threads and blog posts. I like leading up to the call, I drop like a bunch of comments and blog posts with the link.
What time do you
And
do
then
the
you can
call?
join the Zoom call. It's at noon Eastern,
Gotcha.
my favorite time of day.
Apparently. What
No chain chatter tomorrow, Vic Van. The private call is will happen instead.
yep. How's it after 1:30? I so need to go.
Yeah. All right,
I'm
let's
like
wrap
looking
this
at
up.
it.
Any
I'm
closing
like
thoughts?
digging in on stuff. I'm like, wait, how do I see how who subscribes to who? And then I'm like highlighting things and seeing things pop up, and I'm like trying to figure out who's got subscribers and not. I don't have nothing to wrap up. I'm just what uh
Wait.
I blanked. I had a good movie quote I was going to use, but I can't remember it. I'm like, I'm just here for and I can't remember what it is now. So that complete
Here
fail.
for the zip line.
Sure. I don't know. That's not the one, but
And
I'm just,
that's a TikTok trend that you're here
oh
for the zip
boy.
line.
I'm
Here you
just,
go.
uh,
Welcome.
I'm just here for the Leo.
We're all just here for the Leo. All right, guys. Thanks for joining. Subscribe to my creator sub, before tomorrow if you want the link to join the private call. Um, it doesn't get recorded, so you have to be a subscriber in order to hear all the alpha. Subscribe to me, and then you'll get in, and then you also get all my trades. I think all my trades kind of pay for themselves. Someone messaged me that's a creator sub of mine and did the Hive trade and has made like over $1,000. So my creator sub is like premium; it pays for
Damn.
itself.
Damn. Little hive trades. I love it.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Sweet.
All
All right.
right,
Thanks,
y'all.
Mitch. Thanks, everybody.
Yep.
See you guys.